Wait. Oh, hold time.
I'm about to say, like, yeah, your screen is black.
You're listening to the Pro Wrestling Torch East Coast cast. It's Wednesday. It's December 14th, 2022. I'm Travis Bryant. There's Cameron Hawkins. No music today. It's been one of them days. Um, we got topics to talk about. First, let me go ahead and give out some pertinent contact info. Follow us on Twitter. Follow the show at East Coast Cast, twitter.com/East Coast Cast. Follow my personal Twitter at Trav Lord, and follow Cam at Seahawk. That's CEE Hawk. And speaking of CEE Hawk, follow along, listen along, chat along, watch along on Cam's Twitch, twitch.tv/Seahawk. And the last bastion of Get find us on Facebook. The Facebook fan page can be found at facebook.com/PW Torch East Coast Cast. Hit us up there, give us a like, share us on your timeline, tag your wrestling pals in it. Spread the word that way, please, and thank you. All right, Cam. A little bit of an unusual start. No music. It's the middle of the month. Year's almost over. And the biggest news of the day is a release, is a firing from WWE. Not the recent wellness violation we heard of. The guy got popped for cocaine. Not many of the many things. Not a DUI. Not a drug bust. Nobody's house exploded from a makeshift meth lab. No. Mandy Rose was fired from WWE today, or at least the news broke today, for her explicit, in quotes, content that she posted on her paid website. That's
Where
I think some of the content you were typically would get from Miss Amanda.
so where do we start? Like, it's okay. Did you watch Deadline?
I saw highlights, so in like YouTube clip
Okay.
fashion.
I thought Deadline was a good show. I thought that the Iron Survivor Challenge, especially for it being like the initial match, I thought it was good. I thought that they showed the urgency, the desperation. Like, it felt like a scramble, like it really did like have that aspect to it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Roxanne Perez wins, as kind of expected, right? I did not think Mello was going to win. As soon as they said that the title shot was at Vengeance Day, so I was like, because the money match is Mello and Braun WrestleMania weekend, right?
Vengeance Day.
Vengeance Day. That's their instead of Valentine's Day, it's Vengeance Day.
Okay.
They kind of flipped that on its head. I think they had it was this year too. They had that earlier this year.
Oh, all right.
But yeah, as soon as they said the title shot was that soon, I was like, okay, well, Mello's not going to win because the money match is him and Braun at Mania, right? So, Roxanne Perez wins, and I was like, okay, like I figure like that's their future. But then when NXT starts, Roxanne comes out and says, I don't want to wait. I want to have my match now. And I don't know if it was Roxanne or if it was Mandy who said, I don't want to wait till New Year's Evil. I want to have the match now. Right. So that's one of two things. That's either
a main roster call up.
Huh?
A main roster call up was a lot of people thought.
Not even a main roster call up. I was going to say it was either they told Mandy, hey, we'll keep you on until, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But then it was decided that, hey, we're going to do it tonight. Okay. Mm-hmm. So when people started tweeting, like my initial reaction was I think I literally tweeted this, if Mandy loses the title because y'all are some low bottom haters, right? Because anybody who's not like kind of familiar, Mandy had not an OnlyFans, but it has a similar name, similar process. I think it was like $25 a month where you could see, more adult content. And Mandy
Mhm.
wasn't on there like crazy. Like it was tasteful in the way that people talk about those things being tasteful.
Yeah.
But she was absolutely naked. She was absolutely with a man, like, you know, in sexual poses. But I immediately had flashbacks to RVD getting hit in the car with weed. It's like there's no reason to have this title match tonight with somebody who she's already defended against previously and defeated, like in the
Mhm.
last 2-3 months.
Right.
There's no reason to accelerate that other than we're getting the title off of her. And as good as Mandy Rose has been, there's not like a demand for another heel faction on SmackDown when Ronda and Shayna are running through everybody. Like it didn't make sense. And you're not going to put them on Raw next to Damage Control. Like it just wasn't adding up for it to be some type of main roster thing. And people were tweeting that to me, and I'm just like, are you paying attention to what's happening? Right. Because basically, depending on who you listen to,
Mhm.
you know, I mean, I knew that Mandy Rose had, you know, this thing for a while, you know, but
Wasn't she the one that got not popped, but like kind of reprimanded by her? I thought it was OnlyFans at the time because she was doing the rating the dick pics deal.
I think so. Yeah, yeah. And so people were like, the thing you don't do, like,
And that was a thing then. It only made
Mhm.
news because the people dudes that paid for the
We're getting
service,
it, we're
it
posting
was
it.
just like kind of
Yeah.
thing
And
instead
it's
of
like,
like.
yo, this is a plug, this is a hookup. Like,
And
you got
also,
this, like,
that's not the flex you think it is. Like,
yeah,
I just paid $25 to have some strange woman I don't know,
yeah.
you know, rate and comment on my fucking cock.
And then you got dudes posting stuff like fake screenshots of Mandy asking them to take down the tweets about her page and them holding her hostage for $1,000 and stuff like that. And it's like, like what? That's no part of the game. If your man says, "Yo, shorty, we know she got an OnlyFans, check that out." That's between you and your homies. You don't
Mhm.
broadcast that because that's like
You
it's
certainly
like so
don't
many other
post
things.
about it and spread it
Yeah,
that way.
it's
Like,
just it's
what are you
nasty. And
doing?
so what happened was, for again, from what I understand, you know, WWE was aware of it, but they were like, "Yo, like we know you doing your thing over there, but you know, we got these deals with like I think it was ultimately Mattel." And like, yo, if we do a deal with them, this goes against that. Like, we don't want you to do it, but you really can't do it if we rocking with this. And she was like, no, I'm gonna do it. And you
Yeah.
know, they parted ways. And you know, credit to her for going in, dropping the title in a good match, you know, not
Hmm.
dropping the belt down. Not
She
that there's
didn't have
anything
a
wrong
boo
with
boo
that either,
phase.
because you know, I'm always
Yeah.
in favor of the employee, even if she did that. But I think it's good for Roxanne. I think that there is not even a cloud, but like you would have loved to see Roxanne win that in a competitive match, with nothing
With
else
some
attached
juice
to
and with some juice behind it, with a few weeks of some TV to build the
it.
thing
Mhm.
up, not just, oh, I don't want to wait till New Year's and like, well, all right.
Exactly, exactly. And so, but you know, they say Mandy's subscription went from 25 to 40. So, you know, like, hey, get it how you live.
Yeah,
You know, it's unfortunate. Like that,
it
this is a
is.
person who's had a very rough few months, like a very rough few months. And you know, to lose your job going into the holidays, you don't wish that on anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rough.
This
Hell of
this
a
isn't
run.
this isn't the last time we're going to be maybe here, but this isn't going to be the last story of this caliber. This isn't not
No.
even just in wrestling, just that's how it's going to be in society now.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to get over it as this puritanical based fucking bullshit
Yeah.
society that we have where where you can open up somebody's guts and shit with firearms on TV in prime time, no problem. But a titty, it's the worst thing. So it's we as people, and you could said this a long time ago, but we're just gonna have to get over that part because our children don't give a fuck about
Nope.
none of that.
Nope.
They grew up with cameras in their faces. They have an
You
entirely
have
different
yet.
mindset. They
Yeah.
don't care about Like it's going to happen in the first Congress person, the first, when is
Yeah.
this going to
Who
be?
was out there getting it?
Is this going to tank their prospects? Like, or is it going to add to their popularity? I watched that boxing match at Joe's crib after the ROH pay-per-view, and the boxing lady has OnlyFans, announced it at her weigh-in, made like $2 million, and went out and
Money.
defended her
Yeah.
title and knocked a bitch out that had been slut shaming her, pretty much calling her bimbo, and
And then got rocked
for 3 months, and then TKO like the fifth. But yeah.
Remember when we were a little bit younger, the whole thing was, oh God, it's going to be terrible when Kim Kardashian's kids go to school and kids bully them about their mom being on a sex tape, when now everybody's moms, everybody's
and
moms
the
from
bullying
that age was getting it.
And the bullying is absolutely happening. Like, if like
kids don't give a fuck.
I think about women I know, or at least peripherally that I know. One of our friends at the show, Kika the model, she got a preteen, or by now teenage
got
son,
a whole son,
and her entire how she pays her rent is cosplaying and lewd stuff, and just kind of modern internet, Instagram kind of, but doing it in a real way where even if you just follow her, like, oh, she's eating off of this, like this is her livelihood because of the quality and those things. But 10-year-old son, 13-year-old son, 15-year-old, like, these things are happening, and they're going to be why we get over it, because the bullying eventually is just going to be like, you know what? They're going to all look around and be like, damn, 6 of us in this class got moms, aunts, or somebody, because everybody knows
these nice ass shoes. And you
everybody
over there in kids.
Everybody in everybody business, so everybody's going to know, and it's just going to permeate culture more than it is now. But this is it's not over. This isn't,
like you said, like, this is something that we are going to see a whole lot. But yeah, man, hey, salute to her, man. Look, I'm not like the biggest fan of her in the world, but these last 400 days, like, she's been on her shit. She really has, man.
When is she back? And is she ever back?
So the thing is, I don't know. Like, I've never talked to anybody who talks to her on that level. Who knows if she gives a fuck about wrestling? You know what I'm saying? Like, who knows?
Well, like you alluded to earlier, people were saying similar things today, and they were the thing of, she was told, hey, chill out.
Yeah.
And the idea was to push it until they let her go. That's random speculation. That's just a thing that, well, of course, maybe it happened, but maybe a lot of things happen. But I think it's kind of realistic, where she said, maybe not the intent. Her intent was to get fired, but she said, I'm going to push it as far as I go, because if calculated risk, like, it'll make it easier for the next woman after her.
I don't think Mandy Rose was ever going to get any more famous in wrestling. I think, like, where she was in NXT, like, could she have had another main roster run? Sure, but she was there forever. You know what I mean? Like, I think if the goal was to maximize visibility, I think she maximized visibility, and I think she's going to get, if content creation is what she's going for, then I think she's at the peak of her powers. And now she can really get some bread. And salute to her, man. Like, hell of a run.
Let's not forget, she was a bodybuilding type fitness.
I'm about to say, and now she can just lift weights and be naked without the wear and tear wrestling puts on your body. Look at that.
Yeah,
man.
So I think she has an idea of how to market herself, and context and stuff. I think she'll be okay. And I do wonder, how deep did it go? Like, is it like just oh no, I went too far and got fired, or was this like?
I would have been. I would love to hear the conversation. Like, like, to me, it's like a lot of things. I was saying this in a spaces earlier. Like, cheating on your girl is really bad, but embarrassing your girl is the problem. She might not break up with you if you cheat, and she finds out. She's gonna break up with you if everybody knows you cheated. There's just no way around that.
Right.
And so in relation to her, like, yo, you out there doing your thing. We don't like it, but you know, you getting it, you doing good for us. It's all great. But now everybody's seeing it. We got to sell these sponsorships, baby. So, you know, Amanda, no, she can't use Rose. Amanda Flores. We'll pretend she's Mexican and call her Amanda Flower. Yeah. But we'll see, man. I don't know if she's back in wrestling. You know, I don't know if it's something that she needs or something that she wants. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. So you alluded to it a second ago.
Yeah.
Your man.
Matt Riddle. Yeah.
What do you even really say, man? Like, they don't test for weed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, apparently it's the second time he got hit.
And the first time, if the timeline lines up, and I think it does, but the first time was when that random woman was it felt like she was trying to make a name, but she was saying some stuff that was absolutely like, well, yeah, they probably did do a bunch of cocaine together, because she was putting all their business out there, like the sex stuff, and who cares? Like, were you okay with the sex stuff? Yeah, then all right, well, whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, that shouldn't get him whatever. Everybody know in the locker room know he a freak, you know, partying bitches with Damian Priest and all that kind of shit. But you know, with the whole cocaine stuff, that was the issue. I was like, he's going to get, if that's anywhere true, he's going to at least get tested. And and here we go again. And they told him then next time it's a rehab or fired situation. And now he's off the rehab. And it's like, fuck, man. Like, yeah, like we don't need.
Yeah. Well, one thing you don't know or you don't hear about, ain't no casual coke users. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you doing coke, you doing coke. Like that ain't.
There's no bumps on the weekend.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. Like you gonna find a room to be in to where they got that coke. Get better, man. Like I don't even have any, you know, nothing negative. I don't really got nothing funny to say. Like, take your time, get better. You in a really, really good position. You put on one of the best TV matches with him and Roman for the title on SmackDown a few months back. Just make that happen. Now, I don't know if you've seen this. It is absolutely going to it's going to get us. This will never air on YouTube.
Oh boy.
And we'll use this to kind of talk about. I have 18 keyboards because I'm in like my mom's office, like with this janky ass setup. You will never, ever, ever be able to monetize this, but I'm gonna show you this shit because this was that motherfucking fire.
Okay.
Let me see.
You got me hyped.
Let me see. Because it's a piece of our childhood. It's amazing. Yeah, let's do it. Share that motherfucking screen. There we go. Bring it back. Watch this shit.
Okay.
Tony Khan. Do I have my criticisms? Absolutely. Did you secure the NBA on NBC Music? Yes, you did.
Oh, I didn't hear anything. That's why.
Oh, you couldn't hear the audio? I'm so sorry.
No. Yeah.
Yes, it was the NBA on NBC Music in the background.
Oh, well, Mr. Link said NBA theme, so somebody could hear it.
Oh,
It
okay.
was just
Yeah. It was incredible. I'm sure you paid a pretty penny for that. So before we talk about this show, you want to talk about last week's show that we saw live in person?
Yeah. What a fun atmosphere
Yeah.
that was last week. Pretty near sellout, if not. I think there were a few dotted seats. One of them was certainly mine because I paid for a general or like a last row seat and went to Joe's Suite. Just they had they had the battle royal and promo at the perfect time of the show. Open with the
Mhm.
battle royal. 20 minutes later, 25 minutes into the show, the match is over, and you start on this more than memorable promo exchange between MJF and Ricky Starks. Because that had basically the last hour and 45 minutes of live TV, and then the hour of the Rampage taping. It just helped the rest of that show so much. Not that the show itself, the content they gave was boring, but that the buzz, the kind of like feeling of wow, we all got to see and
Yeah.
hear all that. Something that we know is going to be remembered and talked about for a while. It just helped the rest of the show. It just was certainly our group,
Yeah.
it set the tone for a fun night.
It just like I keep saying, it kept going up. Like promos, and a lot of times have ebbs and flows, and oh, this is great what you said. The next thing wasn't so great. It just kept going up. Um, and so he said it so I can say it, but um, you know, for like a week, he had been, what
Who's
am I
he?
gonna say?
Pronouns, pal.
Uh, Ricky Starks
Okay.
was like, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna say? What am I gonna say? And was workshopping and was writing things down and was getting bullet points. And he went out there and Max said what he said, and Rick threw all that shit out the window and just went. It was the sassy beige motherfucker that he is. And just like you've been around him. One thing that he's very much bust on you head to toe. Like that's who he is.
Damn. You talk about my polo Scully. Like, fam, like, oh, where'd that come
That
from?
is how
man,
he
don't,
gives it
man, don't
up.
nobody want your hat. Like, oh. I didn't
Yeah.
think they did, but okay, Rick.
Exactly. That is how he gives it up. So it was very much like in character for who he is. And just went, and credit to Max on his side for the facial expressions and the reaction. Like it was just two pros really going at it. The big thing, like they're not Austin and Rock, but in the way that you watched Austin and Rock feud over the IC title and knew what that could be.
Mm-hmm.
I think that these two hopefully are going to be linked still down the road, to where they're both really, really established as two big stars, and they can go from there. Yeah, man, it was Frozen Screen of Big Bang Theory. Yeah, man, it was like being there in person was amazing. Like you said, great atmosphere. It was nice to have. We had a couple of people with us who know Rick but have never seen him in person, and were just blown away by just how good he was. And love the reaction that he got. Yeah, man. This should be really, really, really good tonight. I'm excited to see it. Rick did not secure Gucci Mane's So Icy, and so that's not going to happen. I'm very disappointed. Why wouldn't you play So Icy? It's winter is coming.
I tried to listen to the new Gucci. I got like 6 tracks in. Was like,
6 tracks of an 89 track album. I don't know where I would even begin.
Oh damn! I didn't even peep. I just hit play.
It's something ridiculous like that. Shout out to Joseph. Thank you for Joseph for securing the suite. We had a fantastic time. That was really, really, really fun. They charge too much for tequila, but you only live once. Yeah, elsewhere on that show, and part of the reason they did the NBA NBC music is because it is Game 4, Match 4, Elite and Death Triangle.
Okay.
I really think they're going to go with the LeBron against the Warriors down 3-1 I really think they're gonna go that route. You think they tie it up tonight?
Yo, it just keeps going. 80 fucking tracks.
Yes. Yes.
Ain't no way. How did I not notice that? I bounced on track 5. I was like,
Yeah. It's all the Gucci Lucy's. All the Gucci Lucy's.
Wow. Anyway, sorry, you asked me a question.
Yeah. So do you think is it tied up at the end of the night, Death Triangle and the Elite? Also, credit to them for like holding off a week and not giving us that match. I think it would have taken away from the Acclaimed and FTR, which was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you got to space this thing out. It should not be every single show.
And also the first three matches were on 3 concurrent shows.
It was Saturday, Wednesday, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. Treat it like the NBA, like have a couple of days between travel. Yeah, for sure.
Yes, I think they're going to keep it as. I think didn't someone already jump out 2-0 and now they'll tie it up.
You think they'll tie it up? You think it'll go 2-2, not 3-1?
I think so.
Okay.
Because 3-1 is just too. Because 3-1 would be Death Triangle up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the ones. They got but
I think that's what you do. Like again, just like Cavs Warriors, dominant team 3-1, and this is where you have maybe Kenny hit that extra gear if he has that in him to bring them back, even if they lose in 7. Yeah, don't trade him. I think find an interesting way to do it. Travis, Austin loves the Acclaimed.
They do.
Everyone loves the Acclaimed. They just really do. And they're just like I kept saying it. They're big, good looking kids, man. How can you not like them? Yeah. And they're a joy. They really are. They just are a joy.
Specifically Max Caster. Like there was
Bowens is good, but like Max Caster, he carries himself like a star. Like
there's that intangible really thing. Yeah, for sure. And people have, unfortunately, in some cases, and certainly premature, there's some fans that wanted the title on him 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Right. It's a small pocket of the AEW fan base, but boy, they love themselves some Max Caster. And one day he's going to be a deal.
Without looking at anything, how old is Max Caster, Travis?
25.
Really? Max Caster.
He's either 19 or he's 30. Okay. 33.
33. He looks great for 33, doesn't he? He looks like a big kid.
Yeah.
As long as those biracials, you know what they say about him.
Wait.
But even like people look at Max and Rick as contemporaries, and Rick's about to be 33. You know, I think it's the beauty of even if you wrestled a long time, not being on TV for a long time, and they both have youthful looks.
Sure.
And so yeah, man, as long as Caster can hold up, they got a couple of years. You know, he might not be world champion until he's 36, but if he looks like he looks, like that'll work. Yeah.
33.
And the other thing, and I even had to write about this, Jade in person is just. You can't explain it.
She's a joy. She's not only a joy just because you're seeing something special, but what you actually get to see and physically lock eyes on. It's she's
a vision.
Wow. And even though I'm like, man, what they got what's her face coming out there with her? I am not a fan of Velvet.
Layla Gray or Red Velvet?
Red Velvet. Going back to when she was tied to Cody and was doing stuff on TV with them. I just don't. She's rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah.
But her being out there next to Jade only emphasized what a specimen Jade Cargill is, and live. I can't imagine what that looked like on TV. I'm sure they got a nice shot, but just live. Even though I'm in the suites and rows and rows away, she's impressive.
That's the most interesting thing. Like she stands out in a room full of fit people.
Mm-hmm.
And not just
Yeah,
like
Red
fit,
Velvet
like,
is in the top,
yeah,
percentile of in shape folks. Yeah, she's
and
just happened
it's
to
just
be.
different,
I'm
man.
talking about because she's small and slim,
Oh
and
no,
you
no,
got
I'm with you. I'm with you.
yeah,
I
you
just
got
mean like
Jade out
outside
there.
of Red Velvet though, like just
Yeah.
in every room Jade's in
Oh, for
with a
sure.
bunch of muscular people. Like
Yeah.
she just,
Yeah.
man, I'm telling you, man. Like they the better and better she gets in the ring, the better that is for AEW. Because let's say Jade never got any better in the ring, Jade's gonna be able to write her own check somewhere else. You know what I mean? So they better hope she wants to wrestle, because if not, somebody gonna snatch her up. She's a vision, man. She really is.
Yeah.
But yeah, fun time. I think tonight's show is really like, I watched some of it back on YouTube. I was also watching on the TV in the suite on the delay. And the building, it's only like an 8,000 seater. It doesn't feel small when you watch it. You know what I mean? Like on TV, it does not feel small. So
Okay.
tonight, like with what they're going to have, I think they'll really maximize like the size of that building. It'll feel like a big deal. It should be really fun.
Where are they tonight?
Garland, they're in Dallas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it should be really fun.
They love them suburbs.
I'm saying, right? They're in San Antonio proper next week.
Okay. And you're going
But
to be there.
yeah, I'm definitely sliding. Let's see who wants to go. Like I'm sure the homies like had not they ain't been to wrestling maybe ever. But they love Rick, so we'll see. We'll see about that. That should be fun. But yeah, man. I did watch SmackDown. Did you watch SmackDown at all?
SmackDown. I saw some of it.
Okay. Did you see when they were backstage after the Usos beat the Brawling Brutes? They're celebrating, they're dipping, they're leaving, and Jay holds Sammy up for a second. Did you see that part? So he was like, "Yo, Sammy, like we're doing great. You're doing great. Tribal Chief's gonna be back next week. I think it's gonna be a big night for you. You should shave and cut your hair." So like, if Sammy comes out with a burst fade, or if he comes out with the faux hawk like Jay, I'll die. I'll die. And a clean beard, I will fucking die.
No. Ain't no way he clean beards it. He's just going to have because you can't like show off like a real sharp shape. I mean, you can,
Yeah.
but because he, has the kind of hair he has, I think having the beard and just having like that day, like take him or bring on, somebody that's just super sharp and emphasize, maybe give him a part and
I
just,
need it.
yeah,
I need it.
yeah.
It'll it will. It'll be it.
But you can't this if they do that, I think it has to be an integral part of when the turn or when the whatever happens. Like I cut my hair, changed my whole look for you guys. Like that's how much I wanted to, be a part and all that kind of stuff.
Is it gonna end up with Roman being jealous of Sammy's attention? Like, is that the catalyst? Like he's outshining the bloodline?
That's a way to go instead of just
I'm imagining Roman saying, "Oh, you think you sexy now? All right, bet." they gotta put some hoes on Sammy. I need it. Yo, if they had, and they don't interact with like fans, but could you imagine like them being like backstage, Roman showing up in the big SUV, and some girls being back there like, "Yo, can we get your autograph?" And he agrees to it, and they walk past him and get Sammy's autograph? I'd lose it.
I'm not sure if that's believable though.
Well, Sammy being in the bloodline ain't believable, but I feel you. But I feel you. Yeah, man. I'm interested to see how he's gonna look. Like they really did sell me on that.
That is interesting. Wow, I missed that part. That
yeah, and
that
then
is
you
cool.
got they are.
It could just be a larger part of the presumed Sammy push next spring.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think this is again when you start to clean up how somebody looks. I think that Sammy was really fun as Intercontinental Champion.
Mm-hmm.
But Sammy was
You mean
You
Sammy
know,
Castro?
he was nasty Fidel
That's
Castro.
yeah.
Like he was scraggly and because he was all about the mission. You know what I mean? I think that, you know, the Sammy who was NXT champion was shortcut, you know, clean beard. You know, I think that there's everybody can't be Mick Foley. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
clean
But
him up,
he
make him
can pull it
presentable.
off, certainly. And
Yeah.
not even that's not even a part of, they're not doing the Daniel Bryan, you know, oh, your troll face, whatever, and calling attention to it. It's just that's his look, and it's a unique look at the moment, you know, certainly. Yeah, that Sammy with the haircut, you know, I think that's a signal of big things coming, and I think we already kind of know that big things are coming. With
I need
Montreal,
Sammy with a hairbrush, like with a hard brush. And when they talking, he just standing there brushing.
yeah,
Like not the top, he's just brushing the side.
he is not taking his hair down that low. He's
I
not
need
giving.
it. Nah, he has to do it. I really think he's gonna have Jay's haircut. I really think he's gonna look like Jay.
Yeah,
We'll
Roman could even be, not even the fact that it's just like outshining, or because Sammy's been popular Sammy the whole time, but the fact that Jay not only is like embracing them, but oh, look at you now, you all, and it could just be that irrational thing, like, you know, some things just tick people off, and they have no right to be angry at something. It's like, man, 6 weeks ago you hated his guts. Now look at you, kind of like, and then Jay's like, wait, like, fam, the whole idea. So you want us to go back to beefing, like, and that could, you know, add something to their personal rivalry, like we can't please you, Roman. Like god damn. Like we mad at the guy, you mad. We friends with him, you mad. Whole time Solo's just over there out of it, just not even you know, until it's time for him to make his opinion or whatever known. Till Roman goes Solo, you know, 6 weeks into tension. And Solo the whole time's just arms crossed, don't even get involved in none of the beefs. Solo, what you think? You agree? You agree with your tribal chief? No, I don't.
Could you imagine that? Nah, you on some bullshit, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, Solo hitting the spinning solo on Roman.
Fam, with the whole, could you imagine all the walls just start crumbling around Roman? Like everybody, all the like he pushes the twins, the Jay and Jimmy, too far with the whole Sammy stuff. And again, Solo, he puts Solo on the spot one too many times, you know, trying to make him pick a side. And who does Roman have to, you know, to have his back? And then all of a sudden you make the match with
Jay did say get a 3-blade. Jay did literally tell him that.
Wow. This is, oh my god. I'm hyped. That's a reason to tune in.
Yeah. What do you think is happening with Lashley?
I don't know, but I didn't like it. And because who the fuck is Adam Pearce to be firing people on the spot like that?
On a well, not a first offense, but why am I getting fired? Damn it.
Like fam, there's 2 pull apart bras every show. Fuck you specifically upset with me because I was
stepping on people's heads for months.
Right.
But I did it.
Yeah.
Next to Loomis is stalking. like you got real crimes happening.
You got stalking, then that turns into extortion.
Now, I haven't heard anything, but they telling Lashley he got to sit down for a minute because them veins been veining.
I mean, them veins been veining for 18 years now.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
This is true.
And the fact that them veins is veining in the last decade, 5 years, you know, 48 years old, whatever the fuck Bobby Lashley is. Same thing, you know, people talking about The Rock all of a sudden. That's a big deal. But it's like, yeah, no fucking shit, Joe Rogan. Like, you know, like, why are you coming at that man and jeopardizing anything for him just to get a point across? Like, we know. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I don't Shit, I don't know where Kylan is. I know he asked for the link earlier, but he'd be asking for the link when I'd be like doing stuff. I'd be like not at the crib. Like, I'm gonna give you a link. Yeah, I did put the link once again to the our best of 2022 for AEW and WWE form. If you have not voted, jump in and vote. Going to the Rumble. Yes, absolutely going to the Rumble. People were talking to me about that. We was at dinner like Saturday night. They were talking about going to the Rumble. So yeah, definitely gonna be there. Yeah, I hope it's Lashley to SmackDown so we can have Lashley Walter. I absolutely want that. Lashley Gunther. Oh, I was gonna say, so Ricochet and Gunther had the contract signing. What a month for Ricochet. They even acknowledged like he hasn't had a great 6 months, but the last couple of months he's really come on.
Oh yeah,
New Day had his back in tow. You know, they won a tag match. That should be like MVP of the year. You know, Sammy's absolutely that. But as far as like delivering matches on television, it's hard to say Gunther's not that guy. You know,
yeah, and it's not only that it's that he's been promoted in a way that you not only remember the match because of the match, you remember this 3 to 6 weeks that they spent telling you this match is going to happen and it's a big deal and you better tune in. And then you tuned in and we got Shinsuke Gunther or we got Ray and Gunther or we got whatever. He's just been having these bangers, Sheamus and Gunther. It's just, yeah, they've done a really good job promoting him as a kick-ass, relatively unbeatable champion.
Yeah,
and he's done a great job for himself. So
absolutely, yeah.
What did Booker T do? Why is he?
He's not a New Day guy. He actually came out. So the New Day won the NXT tag titles.
Oh, right? He's just bitter.
And he was like, he literally said, yo, I actually won the tag title 16 times, did some research. I was like, yo, that is elite hating. But Kofi is officially has the most tag title reigns of any WWE wrestler ever by winning NXT tag titles.
Are we not counting his GWF titles or something? He's like trying to add them to the mix, like they was.
I'm saying, right?
Big deal world title,
yeah,
world tag title,
Houston Golf Bank Championships. But yeah, so they had a really good match.
He got his own promotion. He about to come out of retirement, call Stevie Ray up or Goldust or some fucking body.
Exactly.
Get a couple more reigns under his belt.
Yeah, man. So yeah. That should be good. Yeah, you asked me for the show link at 3:00. I'm not here at 3:00. So Travis.
Yeah.
Did you see the Vince McMahon doc?
No, but I heard some things.
Dog.
And it's specifically, I saw a tweet that was like, so on the day that like another Vince allegation drops is the day that y'all fire Mandy Rose.
Kind of
like
nasty.
that, like things don't have anything to do with each other. I get that, but this is the day I'll do.
It's kind of nasty.
Yeah. Go ahead, talk about it.
So, it was basically a rehashing of, of everything. It's basically a rehashing of. They told a bunch of stories from. Like the Jimmy Superfly Snooker clips came out, Owen Hart clips, like it was all clip stuff from the previous episodes for the most part. Like they did talk about
and this was a Viceland thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But here's the craziest thing to come out of it. Let me share the screen again. Oh God. How is this life, Travis? Yeah, let's do that. Now, I know you said you don't have audio, but the visual will tell the tale.
Yeah, you did this to us, Cam. I mean, we don't have nobody to blame but you.
It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Oh, keeps talking. I am not taking credit for this. What I am saying
Better take blame.
What I am saying is the reach of the internet is insane. It really is. Now, is it possible that they just typed in WWE sucks on their YouTube search and this came up? Yeah. It's entirely possible. However, of all the YouTubers in all of the world who are not fans of WWE, the Wrestling Otaku can now forever say that in the only Vince McMahon produced or only documentary produced about Vince McMahon to date, he is sandwiched between like Dave Meltzer and Wade Keller.
How unfortunate.
That's that.
Yeah. It's just like of all the people that didn't need that,
and he is gonna milk this and salute him. He should milk it. They were trying to clown him, talking about, it did less than 100,000 viewers. Wrestling Otaku in the mud. Well, he don't give a fuck. He was on the screen.
A major, not goddamn mirror, like motion picture kind of, it's not Paramount or some shit, but this is a major TV thing. Did a documentary about an
event,
famous thing. Like, come on, don't, like, you can't take that from him. Like, that's you can't. And yeah, so
he should.
I don't give a fuck if one person watched it. They still made it.
They made it. I don't know anybody over there. Nobody over there has definitely reached out to me, but I would love to know who was in the room and made that decision. I feel like we could talk for an hour about choosing this.
If it was, I'm willing to put a very small percentage, but I'd be willing to lay some odds or whatever the terminology is, that this was a troll cam thing. Somebody at Viceland, or somebody's connected to the wrestling Twitter, or something. It was like, this fucking Cam guy. I'll get his goat. I'm gonna put his arch on this show and sandwich him between, his faux boss and another.
He's like Wrestling Otaku has been in more videos with Wade than me. It's just. But yeah, man, salute to the guy, man. I hope that I hope this motivates him to create more content, because he did it exactly his way and it paid off.
Oh yeah. And this will absolutely motivate him to do some content.
And yes, Craig, he's in the fucking documentary. This is not something I doctored up. This is me watching television last night and waking up my mother and my old lady because I was screaming.
Oh, you didn't even get tipped off. You were watching live.
If you search Wrestling Otaku on Twitter and then go most recent, I am the first person who saw it. It's like they beamed it to my mother's house.
Everybody else was on like a 30-second delay.
18-second delay.
Yeah.
It was me, and I was just like, oh my God, run that hoe back. But yeah, man. Salute to the guy, man. Yeah. Ugh. The Otaku. But it was terrible, by the way. Like, they didn't say anything. You got to hear about Vince at the massage parlor. You did get to hear about him with the referee in the limo. You knew about the referee in the limo. The massage stuff, I think, had come out. But the really interesting thing is they state in the documentary that him and Linda had been separated for some time.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, well, it doesn't like, I know you have not watched The Wire, but one of the central characters, Lieutenant Daniels, is married to Marla Daniels, who is a politician.
Okay.
And they live in the same house, but they do not, like, he sleeps downstairs, she sleeps upstairs. They get along perfectly fine.
Sure.
But it's understood that for political aspirations and for his career aspirations, it's better that they remain married.
For sure.
And so I'm sure that took an effect for the McMahons too, But it was interesting to hear it finally settle out.
Yeah, it's just one of those wrestling assumptions that you just kind of, as a wrestling fan, assume is widely known, but
Mhm.
probably not. Like the average fan or the average consumer of American pop culture might not even think about it. But yeah, here we are. We know that shit for decades.
Mhm.
Like ain't no loving relationship gonna, do that storyline they did with Trish and Linda and the comatose and all that. Like ain't nobody this isn't a stable thing. This is
Mhm.
we together for the stock options or whatever the fuck,
Yeah.
analogy you want to use. But yeah, it's yeah. Took Viceland in 2022 to say it out loud.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
doc was full of half truths.
It was literally just a rehashing of a bunch of old episodes of Dark Side of the Ring, but it was also like not the best parts of each episode. It was just like, yeah, here's a timeline of here's some Monday Night War stuff, and here's some 80s stuff, and here's rock and wrestling, and it just you didn't learn about the man, like
Because he wasn't granted. They didn't have any on air
yeah.
or like interviews with him, any sit down footage of him from there.
Alvarez, yeah,
You know,
Alvarez was on it, and he said basically they talked to him for 2 hours, like about Vince McMahon, and you could just tell. And we know Wade. We're familiar with Meltzer. We're familiar with Alvarez, Jim Cornette, Vince Russo, the wrestling otaku, and you know how in depth they can get about Vince and his mannerisms and the way he feels about things. None of that. Nothing about psyche. It was all decisions, and he got away with this and he got away with that. It was not good. It was not good. Yeah.
was it not good because it was nothing new to you?
You
I guess a
expect,
lot of these documentaries are
yeah,
that, and it's just
but
how the
like
story's told. But
you expect Vice specifically to go in depth on situations, and it did not feel like they went in depth on anything. And they had 2 hours. It's twice as long as anybody else's.
oh wow,
Yeah, it was a 2 hour show. And just a rehashing of the stuff they've showed in previous episodes that he was related to.
that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
And sounds like a just a ploy, kind of like, okay, how can we pop a rating and not do a ton of work? Basically a clip show that they got. Clip shows, I am pretty sure historically don't do as well as a first run episode of a sitcom. When they fuck around and do a clip show, they were like, how can we turn that around? Do a clip show essentially, but make some money off of it and get people to watch. That's lazy shit. Yeah, it sounds like they didn't do any new interviews. With Vince, and with anyone that could bring anything new to the table. I also wonder how afraid they were to say or go certain places or play certain clips of Cornette or Russo or somebody saying some wild shit that they were just like.
Russo probably is the person they let say the most opinions. And it's probably.
Is it because he spent the close amount? He was the closest to him more recently, even though that was 1999.
I don't think so. I think it was more like, not that they wouldn't use anybody's anything, but I think they do also understand that Wade and Alvarez and Meltzer, like, not that they only say favorable things about Vince, but like Russo is very clearly of the mind of fuck this guy. You know what I mean? Like he'll really go out there and do that. And so maybe they just felt like we don't want everybody saying bad things about him. Who can we have like really express an opinion in the amount of time that we have, and really get it across? But I don't know. He said the most opinionated stuff, but it wasn't like damning, They did allude to like, yeah, all of a sudden there was like little boys around the ring, and one of the guys had a foot fetish, and I was just like, okay, like you're saying words, you're not going in depth, but I know what this is about. But
I think that's what they were counting on. And I'm not sure if you make a documentary or do whatever you want to call the show with the intent of, well, the audience that's going to watch already knows, so we can skate and skirt around certain things. That's not on paper. That's just not quality documentary style of viewing. That's like Raw Chat earlier said, just lazy shit.
Absolutely.
See the Yankees Powers comment?
Oh, yeah. I did see that. That was a plan. People are really sure that Sasha's going to do New Japan Stardom. A lot of people seem to think that means she's also going to do AEW, and I don't see it, man.
Yeah.
We were at Dynamite and Jade was great, but you have Jamie Hayter on video. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know Sasha Banks. This idea that Sasha Banks wants the challenge of helping to build this women's division, nothing about Sasha Banks suggests that. None of her past actions, like Sasha 8 years ago, getting into wrestling, showing how great she was at wrestling, is one thing. I don't know if person who all of a sudden has like Hollywood's ear and eye is going to put the time in required to do anything like that. I don't know if Sasha Banks has the desire to sit through helping to build something. They're saying that Sasha is getting offered per appearance more than Jericho was getting over there in New Japan. Like, maybe that is, let's do a favor for AEW too, but I just do not see her being like a main cog in the AEW machine for any period of time.
And I don't even see her doing a one-off or kind of thing.
Yeah. It's not even shitting on them. I just don't listen. People who work there don't see her coming there. Cause like, for what? Like, would it be great for AEW? Sure. I do not know how that benefits Sasha Banks. Like, people were like, well, maybe then she could do stuff with Warner, and that'll ain't nobody else over there doing nothing with no damn Warner. Like,
she wouldn't need to wrestle for AEW to fucking have a relationship or get a contact.
They are not going to say, hey, if you do this wrestling show for us, we'll put you on. I'm on Disney right now today. Yeah. Like, people make up these scenarios with reasons that the thing they like would be appealing to the person they like. And
even if she's a big fan, even if she loves, what's going on over there, she's at the point of her career where she absolutely better be doing things for Sasha Banks and not some fucking doing something for the company or doing something for the production.
For the culture. Man, fuck the culture.
Yeah.
That culture. My culture's cool. But yeah. Mm-hmm. I just don't see it, man.
Jumping back, and I left this up because I wanted to remember to ask: is that biopic Vince still being made?
I don't know. I don't know if that's still in the works. I'm super interested to see MJF in this Kerry Von Erich thing. That should be fascinating. But yeah, I do not know. I could not tell you.
Yeah, it seemed back in July when the whole shit went down, it was almost, I'm pretty sure it was officially kind of said that thing was put on hold, which I didn't get because it's like, you just got a really good fucking twist in this story that you're telling. Like, what? Why would you cancel it now? And it's like, well, because it was going to be some bullshit glowing propaganda piece, probably. And they're like, well, we can't get away with the propaganda piece if everybody knows. And he left his job of 50 years because of this thing. And he's talking about, oh, maybe I could have waited things out and things would have blown over. Oh, thank goodness you didn't. And
Yeah.
I hope for all of our sakes that that he is not back, not allowed back. They tell him fuck no, whatever they got to do to keep him. That would just be such a kick in the fucking nuts to the fan base. I think who's been pretty much overwhelmingly in favor of the new direction. They didn't even want him to go even further, but how things have been going and the pace of things and the sight that eyes set on the future and just not just talking the talk, but actually seeing. Oh, okay. So Raw Monday, we open with the women, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then like that was a decent segment because there was some talking. Oh no, at the end with the Bianca and wow, what an awesome like tease.
So Bianca and Alexa with the moth and
and that moment and Alexa going like, what the hell? Like, what was that? Her even having that. But the next match is it AJ and Shush and Chad Gable?
And Chad Gable, I think so, yeah.
And it's like normally that would have just been a random match that would have felt like a throwaway, but they, Triple H loves his parking lot. No, this wasn't even in the parking lot. This was something else. But them getting interviewed and earlier tonight and OC walking by and just this interesting interaction and beef occurs. That meant, oh, that match is next. Oh, bad. Now it's like number one, I get why they're wrestling. It's just not. No, up next, Chad Gable and fucking AJ Styles, because Chad Gable and AJ Styles. It gave a reason for the match to happen. It wasn't an impromptu match, but it wasn't one that was set up from a week or 2 weeks before. Instead of being, wrestlers booking their own match, like, whoa, let's have a match right now. And then here comes a ref. Like, who fucking sanctioned this? They've toned down on wrestlers booking their own shit. And it just felt like inset promos, just things that make the matches, anything that makes the match itself feel like it should be happening and gives you, reason to be excited about the thing.
Yeah.
So things like that, we just wouldn't get. We wouldn't get inset promos. We wouldn't get an explanation for why this, what feels like a throwaway match, isn't a throwaway match, and you should pay attention because it's AJ and Chad Gable, which is going to turn out to be a really fine match. But yeah, that's I think we would all be really pissed. And live attendance that has gone up 35% in the last 3 months. You think that's going to stick around if people get wind of their fun new thing, or their fun thing is back to being fun and worthy of talking about without bitching and complaining? Yeah. This show certainly since SummerSlam has been a lot more fun to do and to talk about every week. It would just be Vince McMahon showing back up, especially if he got back creative control and the final say on everything, would be a blow to us all. And I don't know how he thinks. Again, if he wants to come back and do business shit, whatever. It is your company, technically, so do what you want. But the creative stuff is what I'm concerned about. I don't see how he, as a former creative genius, in quotes, could see the turnaround. He knows all the numbers. I'm sure he gets internals and live events and all that stuff, and just the excitement around. I know he's probably not on Twitter and all that kind of shit, but how could he go? Is he think, oh, I can maintain that? I can do even better. Like, well, why weren't you this whole time? Mm-hmm. So it would just be all ego and all like, nah, I didn't like my toys being taken away. Give them back, kind of thing. But I hope he realizes that things are going in a different, better direction, and stay away from the creative again.
Speaking of better direction, one thing that did happen on Friday with the Kurt Angle birthday celebration. I don't know if it's Kurt Angle being a proponent or Triple H, Stephanie Khan being a proponent, but the guy that we talk about from time to time, Gabe Steveson
Mm-hmm.
was in tow with Kurt Angle all night and helped him do the milk in the milk truck with or against Alpha Academy. Clearly they still think that there is a future in him.
Well, if all the reports and things we were hearing, oh, they're falling, they're not, they're falling out of love with Gabe and all these kinds of things, you would think he'd be like, next time I'm on TV, I'm going to be fucking dynamic, but you can't just turn on and be a dynamic personality if you don't have a dynamic kind of magnetic personality. That is not something you could just turn on and off. Certainly if with no practice and no, he hasn't done anything. He hasn't done anything but be a competitive wrestler for, 2/3 of his life, if not longer. I don't see it. And nothing from, again, I didn't watch the whole thing, but I saw most of those birthday clips and all this, the gimmicks and stuff. I'm not convinced. I'm not sure he's convinced. If anything, he might be like, shit, why didn't they just fire me? Here I am trying to salvage this thing. I don't think we'll ever see Gabe Steveson in any kind of competitive way. I don't think it'll ever get to the point.
Like his brother is down there. I mean, he's trying. I don't know if he's like good yet, but his brother's down there working in matches, character. But yeah, who knows, man? Who knows? It was a cool spot to be, next to Kurt Angle, but I don't think there's any rub there. You are a gold medalist, being a gold medalist does not mean what it meant in 1992 or 1996.
Yeah.
Or even in, Redeem Team 08, but it's still like a big thing. And it's just
gold medalists don't need other gold medalists to validate.
Yeah. This ain't a relay team. You the man. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think we'll be seeing Gabe Steveson, and we'll see him when next time we'll see him. It'll be in another situation like this, just kind of a wave and fucking, hey, remember Gabe Steveson from 2016 Olympics or whenever it was. Yeah. So okay, any mid card stuff? We'll talk about Jamie Noble wrestling.
Got a house show, had his final match. Good for him. Looked to be in good shape.
I didn't understand that at all. I don't get why that
was it his hometown?
Oh, for sure. It was West Virginia. Like that, all that kind of stuff, the aesthetics and that, if you're going to do it, that better be the damn place you do it. But final match, like I saw your final match in like 07 or whatever the fuck it was. Like what?
Maybe it's, not favor time, but maybe it's just like, hey, you've been doing good work. Let's throw you a bone. Like maybe there's
and it's a house show. So what do you got to?
Yeah,
you're not risking any kind of ratings.
Maybe
drop
he's the guy.
Kind of thing.
Management wants to endear themselves to staff. So maybe it's just a way to show we appreciate you. Like maybe it doesn't run like a lot deeper than that.
Yeah, I say I don't get it. I do, but I just didn't understand. Yeah. It just felt weird.
Yeah.
He's not a guy. He's been an agent with them for the better part of a decade.
So you talk about mid-card stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you why I don't want Vince McMahon back. I like engaged Michael Cole. I really like engaged Michael Cole. Did you see the Legato segment on SmackDown?
Yeah.
Okay. So for anybody who didn't, Zelina Vega comes out and she's in like super sexy outfit, and Cole is like, yo, nice outfit, like kind of dogging her about it, right? And Barrett says, Cole, she's clearly cosplaying as Aaliyah. So Cole tells Barrett, look at you don't even know any Aaliyah songs. And then Barrett fires back, if you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. And Zelina was like, there you go. And I was like, this is great. This is people talking like people. They're having a good time. We need this forever. I really appreciated it. Like Michael Cole just being natural, having somebody to play off of. It was really fun. I don't want that to go away.
I don't want it to go away. And especially with, Pat McAfee, will be back at his side in the next couple of weeks, months, certainly, next month or so, with college football wrapping up. That is a very good point, Cam. One of the reasons the shows have been so much not fun to watch, but just things are explained in a logical way. He's engaged is a very good way of putting it for Michael Cole, because we just got to hear him and see him for so many years as a guy who was clearly being being yelled at in his earpiece to sound and say certain things and sound a certain way. And you don't have to do that with a professional broadcast journalist who's been doing this for years. Just let him love the product again. And that's kind of come across that he's not only having fun with his job, but he's enjoying what he gets to call again. Like, this is fun, not just because I have a fun job, but the shit I get to do and call and interact with folks. This is fun again. And it would be a blow to not just the fans. Can you imagine the talent? The talent is gonna. You think Rhea Ripley would be happy that Vince is coming back?
Oh no, because like he will not. We got to explain another sex thing to Vince. No. And she's smoking it, and they are playing it in a way that is still accessible to like everybody. You know what I mean? Like no, because one thing Vince doesn't do is subtlety. An illusion.
Dominic would be out there in a gimp mask, and Rhea would be holding a whip of some sort,
and he would be walking funny every time they went to the ring.
Hey pal, I heard about this thing.
No.
Peggy Bundy. Want to bring it to TV.
Very sick.
He would limp to the ring. Wow.
Yeah, but it is absolutely enjoyable. It really
Mommy, it burns.
Yeah, I think that I enjoyed Apollo and Braun. I thought that was really good. NXT is a good show. Like the pay-per-views, it's just a good show. They did something hokey with Isla Dawn and Alba Fire, where the ref had black stuff coming out of his mouth, but
that didn't go over so well.
Asuka,
Asuka, no makeup. They said for the first time.
Like we all know she's like really pretty. She's just like really pretty lady. But it's so jarring to see. It really is.
You see her with no makeup, with this pensive kind of look on her face, but she's having her match, and it's she's kicking and being aggressive and being Asuka. But when she loses, especially how she lost, it's she's just dejected, and they and Corey and KP and alluded to her, her social media presence the last week, how it's been really awkward, and they didn't get too deep into it and say, oh, she's hearkening back to her her Japan days and her character there. Like they just let it be. Like, if but she's just been acting weird all week on social media. Is this a part of that? So I think they could have done something else on TV. But I think she said afterwards, I think she went on Twitter and was like, I'm going away for a little while. It's like, okay, I get it. But they've been the Alexa Bliss stuff has been so long and drawn out. And I don't even mean that with negative connotations, but it's been this meticulously kind of, thing where you, in the beginning, you could go, I don't know. I think people are making a big a deal, but here we are 8 weeks in or whatever. And it's like, no doubt, clearly she's turning and character change and some good stuff hopefully is going to come out of it. So to turn around and do a thing with Asuka that's takes a week to do, and most of it's on Twitter or Instagram if you're following there, for her to then go, I'm gonna go away. It's like, let's give us some more of why she would even turn. Any chance that they are together?
Her and Alexa?
Yeah.
Like if
I think
she's over there with Bray,
that's been
that would be
talked about,
cool.
I think. Yeah.
Because I think we've seen Alexa and Bray specifically like be together, and it's been good. But I think adding somebody else to the mix could definitely help. And even if it's Bray with a bunch of different personalities, Asuka latching on to one of them would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to what they actually do with Asuka. Like, just knowing, again, back to Vince and the prospects of him coming back. You as a fan, you get to be excited when like Triple H is a fan of Asuka. This is not her just going away to be off TV for 2, 3, 6 weeks. This is going to lead to something. I don't know what it is. I can speculate 100 different ways, but I have faith that it's going to be worth talking about whenever she does show back up. Not with the other guy. It's just, I hate to keep going back to it, but
do you have a problem with Chris Jericho tapping out to the swing?
No, I popped.
I think it's fine. Like, it's
in real time. I was like, whoa, that was cool. Like, my instinct was
people. It should be people. We've all you've all been.
People's problem was it was only
beg somebody to stop that bitch.
I think people's issue more than it's a swing was that it wasn't even like we've seen longer spins with way more torque and all that, whatever. It just was a standard 20 rotation swing. Like he passed out to that or tapped out to that. It's like, whatever. I didn't even think about it that much. I just saw the swing and the tap, and it was like, I ain't never seen no shit like that. Yeah. And just in the moment, I fucked with it. So I'm not gonna overthink it and let Twitter sway me. Like, it was fine.
And then there's this. If you were FTR, would you be trying to go back to WWE?
Yes.
Why?
For money and respect from the boss.
Those are good reasons. I think that if I know Triple H is going to be in charge, I think I've wrestled everybody in AEW. I've done the tour of the world thing. We are recognized as, if not the best, one of the top 5 for sure tag teams in the entire world.
Probably
We've
top
proven
2 or
our
3.
case.
Yeah.
Now we have somebody who's behind the things that we do, and they pay
again because we know what it's like when they were behind us and had our backs and knew how to book us and all those things before. Imagine that on a 5-10 times the scale.
Exactly. So it'll be interesting. I think that'll be a boost. Dax has expressed his dream match is the Usos. I think that if they don't go with Jay at WrestleMania, Usos FTR, Usos Revival is a huge match at this point. And they get to say, we done won every title around the world since we've been gone. You can't fuck with us. And they can really go there.
Yeah, they've got non-AEW footage of them with all the titles and all the.
We was in Japan, we was in Mexico, we was getting it. Yeah.
And don't even have to, because again, 90%, if not more, of the audience going to know where they've been the last year and a half or whatever. So they don't even have to try to beat around. Yeah, if I was FTR, I'd absolutely be, not only because money and respect, it's the guy that had you on his roster the last year hasn't seemingly given a fuck that you're around, or it's been a bunch of lip service and stop and start nonsensical kind of booking and matches. Like, oh, we're in this match and then we're not, or now we have been on TV for 6 weeks. What the fuck? So why would you want to stick around? Again, you've proven your point. All the things you said to open up the conversation about them, you've proven your point as far as artistically and competitively and all that. You've done all the things.
I don't think you lose to the Acclaimed clean and then 4 days later lose to the Briscoes, who are champions you can't even put on TV. I don't think that happens if the goal is to keep you around.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be, if somebody can secure that interview, that would be fascinating. Yeah, I'm curious to see what they do, because again, it seems like they've done everything that they can do, and it does not seem like the Bucks are interested in wrestling them for tag team supremacy.
Which is a fucking upset. Which lets you know they don't care about Blockbuster. They don't care about Gate. They don't care about their. How do you not do a months long feud with those guys? How? How? If I'm a Bucks fan, I am so disappointed. I mean, as a wrestling fan, I'm disappointed I didn't get to see that series. Didn't even get to see a match and a rematch, let alone a months long, a 6 month, a year long, kind of thing that we come back to 3 times in a year or 4 times over 18 months. No. Shit, you could build an entire pay-per-view around. Shit, you could build an entire winter is coming type event around. They were like, nah, we don't like money. We don't like fucking Blockbuster posters with our. What the fuck? No, we just want to have another match with the goddamn Lucha Bros or, fucking somebody from the Jericho Appreciation Society or some dumb shit like that. What a bunch of fucking cowards. Like, seriously, how are you a Bucks fan and not just like, man, yeah, there's no way Bucks fans, I don't care how hardcore, how day one you are as a Bucks fan, you're not disappointed in them and secretly, like, kind of hate them for it. Because it exposes your fandom. Like, damn, I'm a fan of a couple of bitches who will sacrifice fucking, money and prestige and fucking main events because of their egos.
You should want your favorite wrestlers to wrestle.
And you're in charge. You're creatively, the Buck, no pun intended, would kind of stop with y'all. Y'all could ultimately win the feud. You're like, nope, don't even want to. Like, did the fucking Revival do something to them, their puppy? Like, what the fuck that we don't know about? There's some kind of real heat here.
It's not great.
It's one of the most baffling things in the last year or so of wrestling, that the fact that the Young Bucks had FTR on their roster and
just dodged them.
They haven't been.
There's no way around it. You dodged them.
We should be complaining that we've seen too many fucking Bucks or FTR matches and too many promo exchanges between them, too many pull apart brawls between them. And here we are, like, we ain't even see a fucking collar elbow tie up.
We should be worn out. You are correct.
Man. So that's unfortunate, but yeah. So if I was just based on that, even if Vince was still in charge, I might be like, at least we're gonna go fucking make $500,000 a year and be on some, top tier pay-per-views, at least brand wise.
Yeah.
But yeah, that should have been something we talked about a little earlier and in more depth. I wasn't a fan of that match, that match at Death Before or whatever, Final Battle, whatever the damn Ring of Honor thing was. It was just a bloodbath and not in any kind of. It was just everybody's bleeding.
Yeah, they did. I think the issue is, like, you did basically the best match of your lives, WrestleMania weekend, and followed that up with another great match in July. And so where was there to go?
Yeah,
I think that's a lot of it. Like, you don't want to keep doing the same thing. But
why? When that same thing is fucking awesome.
True.
And the thing they did Saturday wasn't particularly awesome to me. Yeah. Like, I mean, if you like your mat looking like a crime scene, literally 4 minutes into the fucking match. Okay, maybe I'm using literally in the worst sense, but it was so early that everybody was bleeding. I was just like, There was no psychology to this thing. It was just chaos and blood. And it's like, if you like chaos and blood, then, final battle. Thank you, Chris. That was your kind of match. And it kind of stained, pun very much intended, what I thought was a solidly wrestled and solidly booked show. I guess that wasn't the main event. It was Jericho and Claudio. But yeah. I went into that match specifically, or to that show specifically for that match. So I'm extra disappointed that it didn't turn out to my specific personal likings.
What that happened? Yeah. Guys, look at the chat. If you have not done the best of 2022 poll yet, you got one more week for that, and then we will announce the winners on December 28th. That will be the actual award show. So please fill that out so that we can give you the best award show possible. Yeah.
And we're doing that TV thing of not having shows in December.
Seriously, right? I'll be at Dynamite in San Antonio next week, so I won't be here next week. Which is why I'm stressing. Like, fill this thing out. You got one more week. I'll say it a bunch on social media so that we can make sure that we do go over that. But yeah, man, we're on the road. We're traveling. We be at shows. It's a good reason to miss a show. So for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And unlike last week when I said Rich and I we'd be for the live show, we wouldn't do because we were at Dynamite, but Rich and I will be by. Rich was like, "Oh, you're at Dynamite? Okay, I'm going to bed."
Yeah.
I was like, well, Rich, I was going to try to do a VIP, but yeah, with the I didn't realize that Rampage taping. I didn't get home till damn near 11:30, and that's after midnight in Pittsburgh. So that would have been tough to ask him to do. But yeah, we'll be off here next week. No live show, but Rich and I will be by for VIP, as we'll be tonight. So if you're listening to this in podcast form and are a member of the Pro Wrestling Torch VIP site, please click over. Rich and I will be by for another hour or so of content. We'll be talking. I got some Marvel stuff I want to ask about, and we'll be talking these wrestling shows. He'll recap Winter is Coming, and I'm probably definitely going to watch the main event, but I might even try to watch a little more than that, just the main event. But yeah, we'll be talking about all that, them books and some comic stuff, and yeah. So
make sure you talk about The Rock lying his ass off.
What about Black Adam?
Yo, they said Rock cooking the books. That's what he's cooking. I smell what you cooking. Goddamn books.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Rock, who's about his business, would.
I think he went to somebody who's going to tell him what he wanted to hear and roll with it because he's The Rock. But yeah, just a super quick 2 cents about it.
Mm-hmm.
They should have made Black Adam opposite Shazam in Shazam 2 and then done a Black Adam movie. Like, yeah, I understand this is the character you love. You have an affinity for them. Your character exists juxtaposed with this other character. Would have been a great time to bring him in. But you're The Rock. You only got hits, no misses. So I understand. But yeah, wasn't great.
Rock got some misses.
Well, after a certain period of time, right? We saw the rundown. We saw Mummy Returns. But yeah.
So, Walking Tall was okay. Those early films that didn't get.
Shout out to the game player.
Is that the one with when he had the daughter and he's the football player? Yeah, yeah, that was cute. And
cute is the word.
Yeah. Okay, so we're out of here. We'll be back in 2 weeks. We'll be back on the 28th, and we'll have some announcements to make then. But yeah, we're out of here. Go watch Winter is Coming, and tell us about it. Tweet us, Facebook us.
And I will be asking all of you for lunch money tomorrow for my birthday, so please be prepared for that. I like a nice steak for lunch. So yeah.
A lunch steak. Wow. You have a double martini with that too, Mr. fucking.
Probably.
That's
Yeah.
some madman ass. What a steak for lunch?
Probably.
Me who double fist
Yeah.
fucking burgers at all times of the day.
There we
So,
go.
all right, we're out of here.